Gardens talk. This week I'm going to be discussing planting your second crop of tomatoes and maybe a couple of vegetables as well. So it is July, it is hot, and it is probably not the best time to be starting a lot of new plants. Some vegetables can be grown now, we're going to discuss that, but you can have another crop of tomatoes. And this is really super good because if you started your tomatoes in March, you might have noticed that they're kind of getting a little sad, a little tired. Some of them might be getting a second wind and really doing well if you're fertilizing them and watering them well. But if you're kind of disappointed with your tomato crop, now is a great time. July is warm, so it's great for tomatoes. August is warm, September is warm, and even a little bit of October. So don't worry about planting a tomato now. Another thing is that, I hope you can hear me, by the way. I just realized I don't have a microphone on.
We're going to get you mic'd up.
Vivi's going to get me mic'd up, which is awesome, because I just realized I'm not mic'd up. Now we're going to have that color bar screen. Okay, so I'm going to keep talking now.
Yes.
I'm going to show you two of the tomatoes that I completely love, and I'm super excited that we have them right now. We have Madame Marmande, which was our tomato of the year. I believe it was last year. If it wasn't last year, it was the year before. And we also have Dancing with Smurfs, which is the best tomato in the world, just to merely thank you. It's the best tomato in the world to grow, just to tell your friends its name. I mean, Dancing with Smurfs. Is there a better name of a tomato? Maybe Madame Marmande. But so anyway, we have these two tomatoes right now. Madame Marmande has been in my garden one of the best producers this year. It has been just amazing. It is such a beautiful heirloomy style tomato with lots of lobes and everything. It's just gorgeous. And Dancing with Smurfs is a small cherry tomato. It's a bluish. It's got that that antioxidant, anti-aging, I forget what it's called, lycopene in them. And so they are really, really fun to grow, really great in the garden and good producers. We do have other tomatoes. We have some 1 gallon lava flow, which was our tomato of the year this year. And we have a lot of 4-inch tomatoes that you can start. When you grow a tomato, if you didn't have some earlier this year, we can just go through a little basic on planting a tomato. So we have this nice, beautiful plant. What you're going to do is you're going to cut or pinch off this leaf and this leaf, or these leaves down here, so that you have about 4 inches. You're going to plant the tomato down up to about here. Tomatoes are one of the few plants that will just root from everywhere, and it's going to be a better and more stable plant if you do it that way. When you plant your tomato, I can't emphasize this enough, and I kind of like to just have a box of this at home. This is oyster shells. Sometimes we have little boxes of crab shells. This is $4.99. It'll last you for quite a while, like a couple of tomato crops, a couple of years. But when you have this, you're going to maybe put it in a little paper plate or a pan or something. It's a powder like this. And you're going to take your plant out of its container, and then you're going to touch it to this. Get some on the roots if you can see any of the roots, or put it in the hole so that when the plant grows, the plant's roots will touch this calcium-rich oyster shells. Calcium is the best way to avoid blossom end rot in tomatoes, and there's really nothing more disappointing than looking at your tomatoes, seeing them get big and beautiful, and as you go to pick it, you discover there's a big brown spot underneath. That is blossom end rot, and it comes from a calcium deficiency that starts right when the bud is blooming, the flower's blooming. So get that calcium in there. It's just really, really good, and you don't want to be disappointed, because then the whole plant is just kind of a bust. So these beautiful tomatoes, you're going to plant them in a pot that's about this big. You don't want to go too small. Tomatoes have a really big root system. They take up a lot of water and nutrients from the soil. So go something big like this. I love these pulp pots. They last about 4 or 5 years if you're kind of careful with them. And you can, when you're done with the season, you just put them away. You can just put them off to the side of the garden, or you can plant something else in the winter. The pulp pots are light, they're easy, they breathe well, and they're just perfect for vegetables, especially tomatoes. And then while we're at it, the soil that you use, this is Malibu Baby Boo's biodynamic potting soil. It's the best potting soil. It is specifically good for vegetables. It's more expensive, I'm not gonna lie, it's more expensive. But you're going to be eating the things that you're growing in this soil. So I don't know if I would always recommend this potting soil. I mean, if you've got money to burn, yes, use it on everything. It is the best soil. But for your vegetables and things that you're going to eat, I would use this. It is the best. And speaking of new things that are the best, we have this beautiful new fertilizer. This is Agroin. This company is Agroin. And they have been providing us with some really good worm castings, just beautiful 100% organic worm castings. But we just got in this fertilizer. I'm super excited. I'm going to take some home today and try it out. But it's rose and flower, citrus and avocado, and vegetable fertilizer. So it's good for everything. And it's super concentrated, and it just looks like it's amazing. It's just got all sorts of... got a lot of alfalfa meal, which is great for roses, but also for other plants that you want to just get a lot of green in. So anyway, this is something new, and I've discovered that they actually took one of their worm bags and just reversed it, stuck a label on it. I like that. Reusing stuff. You can also just use the down-to-earth all-purpose fertilizer. It's got a tomato on the front because it's telling you, even though it's an all-purpose fertilizer, you can use it for vegetables. You can use it for anything and everything. So try not to get too hung up on specifics of fertilizer, just use it. Okay, now we're going to talk about the other things you can grow in this hot weather. We have beautiful bush beans. Bush beans grow really quick, they're really easy, and I think once you start growing bush beans, you realize just how much you really like them, because they're just a small plant and you just get tons and tons of beans. It's kind of a one crop thing. You'll have some more later, but you will have a beautiful, beautiful meal if you plant a bunch of beans and have them for a couple of weeks with your dinner. They're amazing. You can freeze them as well. Just delicious. We have this beautiful golden zebra zucchini. There's plenty of sun left to grow zucchini. If you have grown zucchini before, you know how quickly you can have a ton of zucchini and tons of friends. It is really, really fun. Patty pan squash is a great thing to grow right now. I've got one at home, and it is just exploding with beautiful yellow fruit all the time. And then we've got this really nice little eggplant. This is Fairy Tale. If you've listened to Sarah's videos, you know this is her favorite eggplant. It's one of my favorites as well. It's so nice. It's small. It's like a personal size. You can cut it in half, grill it, and eat it. It's just delicious. And don't forget the herbs. If you have a big pot like this and you have a tomato in it, feel free to throw some basil in there, some other herbs, thyme, maybe some cilantro, chives, anything that you like can go in there with the tomatoes, because the tomatoes will fill up a ton of the lower area with their roots and the herbs will be up on the top. So just water for the tomato and everything else will be fine. You can also grow seeds right now. Radishes grow super quickly, so if you've got, you know, some summer salads going with your tomatoes and maybe a little bit of kale, some arugula, you can grow radishes really, really quickly. So just take advantage of seeds if you can. Carrots you can grow now. They're going to take a little bit longer, but they're a great thing to grow. And let's see, what else? Oh, some of the other greens, you can grow dandelion greens. Right now we have red and green dandelion greens here. They're Italian, just beautiful for a nice summer salad. And with lettuces and other kind of tender leafed vegetables like that, You might want to keep them in a cooler area. So maybe where you have a lot of nice morning sun and then afternoon shade, they won't bolt as quickly unless you're eating them really fast. But otherwise, lettuce in super warm weather will just bolt like crazy. It's a lot better to grow it in cooler weather or in a cooler area of your garden. And another thing you can do in July is relax, enjoy your garden, and get ready for the fall. You can start ordering seeds. Seeds are actually kind of in a weird short supply because of the whole pandemic and everything, so you want to be prepared and grow what you like. Grow what you like to eat. It's so much more fun when it's something you're looking forward to as opposed to, just something you feel like you should grow. A lot of people don't like eggplant, so don't grow it if you don't like it. And then you can also amend your soil right now. If you have vegetables growing and you want them to keep doing well, get a little side dressing of the Malibu compost, put it on the top of the soil, let it work its way in. It's going to be great with all those worm castings and good nutrients in there. So that's about it for this sort of July thing. Not a lot to plant, but a lot of ways to enjoy your garden right now. So get out and weed, get out and slowly water, and enjoy it. So do we have any questions?
Right now, we do have one question. Can gophers get through those pots, the pulp pots that you showed?
Oh gosh, I doubt it. They're going to be on top of the soil, and they're pretty hard. So unless the gopher really wants to eat through there, I doubt it. It would be good to have it above there. So you could even put a little piece of mesh underneath it, like a piece of like chicken wire or something like that. Just cut a square of it and put it underneath it. But I don't think they should be able to get through there.
Okay. And then do we sell chives?
We do have some chives right now. Chives come and chives go. They sell very quickly, but I think right now we have at least 2 kinds of chives, and we have some scallions, we have some onions. We have a pretty good selection right now. Tons and tons of herbs. Beautiful summer herbs.
Nice. Thank you so much, Suzanne. That's pretty much it for questions. We have a few comments saying, love these live sessions. Thank you. So,
thank you.
Yeah,
thanks for joining
watching.
us. I really appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Okay. Oh, one more question.
Okay.
Do we sell artichoke plants?
We have, I think, we have a couple right now. It's a little bit late to plant an artichoke to expect something, but I think we have like a couple of 4-inch plants over there. I'm not quite sure. I can't see from here.
Okay, it looks like a few more questions might start to roll in a little bit, trickle in. So someone has asked, what causes yellow leaves at the bottom of tomato plants?
So sometimes it can be a couple of different things. These are the oldest leaves, and so it is very rare that a tomato plant is going to look absolutely green and beautiful the whole way, unless it's just like kind of over fertilized and the plant is spending a lot of energy on the leaves. You want it to really spend the energy on the fruit. So it could be older leaves. It could be overwatering. If the whole plant is yellow, that's probably a good sign of overwatering, or maybe even a little under fertilizing. It's kind of hard to say. You can always send us a picture at rogersgardens.com. There's an area that you can send us a picture and ask us. But a lot of times when it's just down at the bottom of the plant, it's just an older leaf, and it's kind of going through its thing. Tomatoes don't last forever, so we just want the fruit.
Well, thank you so much, Suzanne.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So don't forget, on Thursday, Sarah's going to be here with the plant of the week, and it's going to be a good one, of course. And then we have rogersgardens.com, Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. Be sure and subscribe to all of them so that you'll know all of the information here at Rogers Gardens. That's it.